In this week's parsha, we are told that when Avram Avinu realized that God is going to send the angel to destroy the city of Sodom, he tried to intervene and to plead with God that he should spare them. As an introduction to his pleading, he says, Hini no ha'alti ledaber el Hashem. Behold, now I have begun to speak to God. V'anoichi afar v'efer. I'm just dust and ashes. In other words, although I don't deserve, who am I to speak to God? Nevertheless, I must do so, because it is my responsibility to intervene on behalf of the people. The Gemara in Chulin says, Amar Rava says, B'schar she'amar Avram Avinu, in the merit that Avram Avinu says, V'noichi afar v'efer, that I'm just dust and ashes, Zachu banav l'shtei mitzvahs. His children, we, Bnei Yisrael, we've merited the 2 mitzvahs. The efer para ve'afar soita, or the efer sot, the ashes of the paradum of the red heifer, and the dust and the ashes of the soita. Obviously, we realize that it's not just because Avram Avinu used the terminology, I'm just dust and ashes, and these mitzvahs, paraduma, the red heifer, and the soita, is related to dust and ashes. That's why these are the 2 mitzvahs. There's got to be something obviously inherently connected to the way Avram Avinu looked upon himself and the way Avram Avinu actually acted with those 2 mitzvahs. Now, what is the connection? And here's a beautiful insight that the Rebbe gives. Avram Avinu used those terms to express his humility. And he realized that his responsibility is to help any and everyone in whatever circumstances they are, even when this will endanger him physically and, for that matter, also spiritually. When he found out that his nephew Lot is being endangered by the kings, he's being captured, Avram Avinu didn't think twice. He went out to battle the kings, endangering his own life. No assurance that he will win. Naturally, there was no way that he can win against those powerful armies. Miraculously, he did. But he just went and acted. When God came to visit him on the 3rd day after he did his circumcision, at one moment he tells God, please wait a moment. There are a few people who are just walking by and they need to be tended to. Just imagine, God is coming to visit you. What a most amazing spiritual experience. A moment with God. Your moment with God himself. Yet Avram Avinu is willing to forfeit this moment, this spiritual elation, for what? To help what he thought were just 3 people, nomads, possibly idol worshippers. It's hot, they need something to drink. They need something to eat. To him that was more important. So Avram Avinu's selfless devotion, spiritually and physically, is what is represented by these words, V'anoichi afar v'efer, I'm just dust and ashes. Efer para. What is the story with paraduma? So the Torah says that the one who prepares those ashes of the red heifer for the purpose of purifying somebody else will himself become impure. In other words, he's not concerned about his impurity. He's willing to make himself impure so as to save another person. Soita. What's the story with Soita? When we're suspecting a woman of inappropriate behavior, says Hashem, erase my name. Write my name on a piece of parchment. And this will be erased. For the sake of what? Of saving a marriage. God says, I'm willing to erase myself. So too every Jew has to understand. He should be willing to erase himself. In other words, put himself completely aside, spiritually and physically, for the benefit and for saving another person. Physically saving or spiritually saving. This is what Avraham Avinu says, and that's what Rava teaches us. Avraham Avinu's selfless dedication is symbolic of those two mitzvahs. Rebbeinu Shel Olam. We're ready for the purity of the Parah Adumah. You told us that the 10th Parah Mashiach will do. Please, make it happen today. And then your name will not be needed to be erased. Your name will be revealed in the entire universe.